V dnešním krátkém videu vám přinášíme rozhovor s Pamelou Havice a Williamem Havice, dvojicí profesorů z Univerzity Clemson z Jižní Karolíny v USA. Oba byli hosty naší fakulty od 17. do 20. května. Jejich hostování bylo realizováno v rámci institucionálního programu Univerzity Tomáše Bati, projektu zaměřeného na podporu internacionalizace ve vzdělávání, který získal Ústav školní pedagogiky Fakulty humanitních studií.
I'm Pamelou Havice. I'm from Clemson University in Clemson, South Carolina. I am a professor and I have my PhD in educational leadership and higher education. So I teach graduate students who are going to go back and work at university, primarily as administrators or as faculty members.
Hello, my name is Bill Havice. I'm also a professor at Clemson University and in the same school of education, and I teach ed leadership, and that's me.
Last summer, Bill and I presented a paper at a conference in Porto, Portugal. And we met one of your faculty, and we actually met two faculty members and had a great conversation. And a few months later, Hannah emailed us and asked us if we would be interested in coming and doing a series of lectures for the students at Zoom. And we were excited to be asked and to be able to meet new people and have an experience in a new country. So we're thrilled to be here.
One of the things that we pride ourselves with at Clemson University is the focus on diversity, and for us to have an opportunity to travel to a different region of the world and experience how education it was beneficial to both of us, makes us better and more broad view.
And I think our universities, even though Clemson University is larger, we have some similarities. I believe both of our universities have a strong background and emphasis in the sciences. Both have a lot of research in the sciences. So the study of education seems to be a smaller piece of both the universities, but a very important piece. And I think the faculty and the students in education at ZLIM and also at Clemson are working very hard to try to make a difference for their communities and for the students in the different schools. And I see that's something that we have very much alike. I would say the way where you're located, ZLIM and Clemson, look very similar in that Clemson has a lot of trees, is in the hills or the foothills of the mountains, so it looks somewhat similar. So I think those are some of the things. And I think finally I would say people. Bill has talked about that a little bit, but I get a real sense of energy and passion that the faculty and the students here have for working in education, and very much have that similar kind of passion and energy about making schools better, whether that's preschool or higher education.
I think for me, as I walk around campus, I sense the pride in the buildings and the infrastructure, and that's something that we also at Clemson take very much importance in, is how we take care of the physical plant and the pride that we have in it.
I would hope, just like at my own institution, that the administration and the government of your country would see how important the work is that you are doing in education. That's a similar struggle that we have in the United States sometimes, getting people to understand how important education is.
Well, one thing it brings to me is I continue to think about the technologies that we have today, the information technology that we can utilize to communicate with one another. The world is not like it was 20 years ago. We now can go to a computer and we can reach beyond our desktops at home in Clemson, and we can communicate with people here at this university. Well, I think one of the things that I would focus on the most is the preparation of our workforce, allowing people that come through our school system to be college and career ready, so that when they have an opportunity to work with one of these major companies that have a focus worldwide, they're in a position that they can learn, they can adapt, they can help these companies problem solve, because they'll be equipped to do that. And I think that's one of the things that is really an outcome of the research that I've been doing, is at an early age, children in school can do engineering. You know, we're experimenting with 5 and 6 year olds, helping them with the design process that engineers have used for a long period of time. And by making it age appropriate, the young people are able to just thrive and get a foundation to be prepared to enter that workforce after they finish their schooling. One of the things that I'll be sharing later in the week will have to do with STEM education: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And with our STEM approach, it's an integrative STEM approach where we purposely take problems and anchor them in technology and engineering problems. And through that process, we utilize the math and science that the students have access to and integrate all of these together, rather than just being a silo of science, a silo of technology, a silo of engineering, a silo of mathematics. We are working to integrate all of those together to where we get the most problem-solving capabilities available into the human. And we have found that it's been very well received, particularly at the elementary school level, where we have teachers that are willing to take risk and do things differently. But of course, we don't do it haphazardly. We take on an idea, we go forward with it, but we evaluate it and we assess it before we oftentimes repeat it or possibly make changes. So making sure that everything is sound.
And one of the other areas that we're going to be talking about this week is some of our research around distributed distance learning environments, and some strategies that we've used and have had some success with, and have actually collected data and analyzed it to show that the students' reactions to this kind of delivery has been very positive, and that the learning has been very strong, equally as strong as a face-to-face class, and in some instances, one would argue that maybe students are even learning better than they did in a face-to-face kind of class. So we were going to be sharing some of our work along that research topic area this week.
Okay, well, one of the things that I was hoping to have the chance to say is that when we're dealing with learning and the learning process, we want to take the new technologies that are emerging and help the teachers facilitate the use of those technologies to benefit the learner. Young people that are able to master some of the new technologies, particularly the communication technology, are able to be a little bit further ahead than those others. So the ability to adapt and communicate through the technology is so very important. And one of the things that I know as a parent, it's been very important for us, and I know that we focused on this somewhat, in that if you're going to be working for someone else beside yourself, you have to develop some skill sets that they're willing to pay you for. And that is so important, and I think that's one of the reasons that you and I have been working on the learning process, is to help people better themselves. Because without it, you just simply don't have an opportunity for as bright a future.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.